Joshua can see things that Caleb probably cannot see.
约书亚看到摩西老人家的需要，
Joshua saw the need
或加勒可能
in
看不
Moses.
见，他回到他自己的营地里面，他做他自己喜欢做的事情。
Perhaps Caleb has not seen the need and he has returned to his own tent.
因为当你去跟随和服侍一个领袖的时候，你知道你需要付上很多的代价。
And oftentimes when you come to help the leaders, when you support the leaders, you can always see a lot of need.
所以从这里，约书亚用40年的时间证实了他的品格。
And Joshua took 40 years to mark his characters.
所以在这里我们学到什么事情呢？在神眼里，才华、人格魅力绝对不比品格重要。
In God's eyes, talents, personality, attraction is not important. In God's eyes, it is the character that counts.
所以今天很多时候我们选人在教会，我们希望那些很有才华的人，对不对？很有人格魅力，一讲话的时候，哇，所有人都要听的，很喜欢人家跟他在一起。我们都会选这样的人。
In today's churches, oftentimes talents are placed in the first place. Charisma is being idolized, and instead of character.
不过我要鼓励你们一件事情，
I want to encourage you one.
那些默默在背后工作的弟兄姐妹、忠心弟兄姐妹，神在看着你。
Those who are loyal, those who serve quietly behind the scenes, God is observing you.
在
God
背
is
后
looking at you.
你在背后或者在你的领袖身边，默默的去支持你的领袖，你默默的，你知道你做这一切，你是为了神做。
And those that serve quietly behind the scene, God knows the reason why you are serving.
第二个我们要看见很重要的，
And second thing we want to
为
observe,
什么是约书亚不是加勒？
why it is Joshua but not Caleb.
因为神重视传承，因为唯有借着传承，一个使命才能一代一代连接下去。
Because God believed in hierarchical order as well as inheritance.
所以为什么呢？因为在40年里面，唯有约书亚跟那个的摩西贴得最近，所以他知道摩西的使命，他承接了摩西的使命，甚至他接受了、领受了摩西的那颗心。
In the 40 years being with Moses, Joshua has learned God's instruction to Moses, and he has observed everything that needs to be obeyed through the life of Moses.
所以从这个的关系里面，神重视这样的一个关系。
And so, in the eyes of God, God valued this very much.
所以其实开始的时候，我觉得不是神拣选约书亚，
And in the beginning, it wasn't God who has picked Joshua,
而是摩西拣选了约书亚，
but it was Moses who perhaps selected Joshua.
让约书亚不断的在他身边。
And he has given lots of opportunity for Joshua to be with him.
而约书亚也证实了他的忠心，
And Joshua has proven
而
loyalty.
这一个的关系是非常重要的。
And this relationship is very, very
因
crucial.
为就是因为这样，所以为什么摩西能够把他的使命传承给约书亚？
And because of that, Moses was able to pass down the vision, the mission from God.
不过，如果你再继续读完约书亚记的时候，你发现约书亚死之后，
And if you continue to read from the book of Joshua, when Moses passed away,
当约书亚
so when Joshua passed away,
就没有继承人，
and there was no more successor.
因为在那段时间好像没有人很真实的走在约书亚身边。
Apparently, there weren't many who walked close with Joshua.
所以在神的眼里面，传承是非常重要的。
So in God's eyes, successor planning is extremely important.
神希望借着上一代，把他所给上一代的那一个的使命，好传承给下一代。借着一个的关系和那一个的忠心的合伙。
Through the working relationship, God wants to pass down the same vision, the mission, to the next generation.
好，我们继续看下去。当神第一次对约书亚说话的时候，你看一下，我们翻开约书亚记，在
Let's have a look at the first time when God spoke directly to Joshua.
你知道在这一个约书亚记第1章之前， 神从来没有直接跟约书亚说话，没有，从来。
Before that, God did not speak directly to Joshua.
这是第一次。
This is the first time.
所以神这代表了什么事情呢？
What does it emphasize?
这代表了神非常重视次序。
This is significant because it tells us that God emphasizes on hierarchical order.
很多时候，尤其在这个年代里面，我们都非常活在一个非常自我主义的年代。
And in today's generation, we are very much of self-governing, so to speak.
所以我们都不很注重所谓的那些的那时候的阶级。
We set aside this sort of hierarchical order.
我们不单止不重视，而且我们想办法要把所有的这一种的阶级之分呢，把它粉碎掉。
And in fact, we want to demolish this sort of order, this sort of hierarchical structure.
不过我告诉你，在神的眼中呢，神是非常注重次序。
But I want to emphasize that God values and puts significance on hierarchical order.
所以在我们自己的教会里面，在我们家里面，我们是否重视那个的次序？
And in our home, in our church, do we respect such order that God has given
我
us?
们是否尊重在上神所放下来带领你的领袖？
Do we respect your leaders?
所以这个是我们要看的。之后究竟神向他说了什么？
What did God speak?
神向约书亚说什么？我们来看一下。
Let's have a look.
我的仆人摩西死了，现在你要起来，和众百姓过这约旦河，往我所要赐给以色列人的地去。凡你们脚掌所踏之地，我都照着我所应许摩西的话赐给你们了。从旷野和这黎巴嫩直到伯拉大河，什么人的全地，又到大海日落之处，都要做你们的境界。你平生的日子，无一人能在你面前站立得住。我怎样与摩西同在，也必照样与你同在。我必不撇下你，也必不丢弃你。
Moses, my servant, is dead. Now then, you and all these people get ready to cross the Jordan River into the land I'm about to give to them, to the Israelites. I will give you every place where you set your foot, as I promised Moses. Your territory will extend from the desert to Lebanon and from the great river, the Euphrates, all the Hittite country to the Mediterranean Sea in the west. No one will be able to stand against you all the days of your life. As I was with Moses, so I will be with you. I will never leave you nor forsake you.
从神第一句话跟约书亚说的话，一直你看我离不开摩西这个名字。
From the very first sentence to the end, you will notice that God has not left Moses out.
摩西死了，
Moses is dead.
我所应许摩西的话，
What I had promised to Moses,
我怎样与摩西同在？
how I was with Moses,
你看神讲的话，第一句话一直离不开摩西。
and has not left Moses.
从这里，我要再一次的学习到一个功课是什么？
From here, I continue to learn something.
再一次的说，神重视次序和传承。
Today, God continues to honor hierarchical order.
神对要约书亚记得一样事情，是谁把这个使命传承给你的？你不要忘记摩西所传给你的话语，你不要忘记我所给摩西的应许，是全部是摩西。
Yes, God wanted to impress on Joshua's head that all these that you have inherited, it is all from Moses. Moses was the one who passed this down to you.
所以这个时代真的有这样的一个问题，这个时代。
Today's generation, the white generation, we have an issue.
这个问题就是当我们当家的时候，
When we become a leader,
上一代讲的东西啊，不关我的事情，我要有我的方式，我的意向。
there is a total disconnect with the previous generation.
我相信就好像 Apple 来说，这个公司
For instance, Apple as a computer company,
Steve Jobs 死了之后，
Steve Jobs passing,
他接着下来的那个继承人，
the next, the successor,
我相信他想要人家不要单单记得这个，你要记得我是我接着下来带领 Apple 这个时代。
if he can, he would like Steve Jobs to be forgotten so that he could single-handedly carry on the mission of Apple Computer.
所以你要知道，在神的眼里，继承是很重要的。
You know, in the eyes of God, inheritance hierarchical order is important.
究竟上一代传承了下来给我们这一代什么东西？
What was passed down from the previous generation?
神给了上一代什么东西传承了下来？
What has God blessed the previous generation? It is now passed down to this generation.
神给了摩西说，要带以色列人进入继承那个 Promised Land。
God has assured Moses to lead the Israelites into the promised
所
land.
以约书亚继承了这个同样的使命。
So Joshua inherited this instruction to go into the promised
今
land.
天我们这间教会，
Today, this church,
当我们走在一起的时候，
when we walk together,
我们从我们上一代继承了什么样的使命？
what have we inherited from the previous generation?
从我们的大哥大 Brother David 的身上，
From our big brother, what have we inherited?
当初给了他什么样的一个应许？
What has God impressed upon the heart of Brother David?
神借着这一个整个关系里面，神要我们继承同样的意向。
The days that we walk together, the things that God has impressed upon David's heart, is supposed to be passed on to the next generation.
所以还是我们觉得他领受他的事情，我们今天走我们的。
So should we have this idea that now we walk on ourselves and let's forget about the past?
或者我们现在再问一下，你知道神曾经交托了什么东西使命给 Brother David 吗？
Do you know what was promised by God to Brother David and his leaders at that time?
还是我们都不知道？
Could it be that we know nothing?
神非常注重继承，
God recognizes and places.
所以我们先需要思考的是，今天我们是否继承了任何应许和使命？
So today, have we inherited such instruction from previous
我
generation?
们接着去看，
Let's continue to look.
之后神继续跟他说什么 ？OK， 你看到我把那个，你看神跟他说，现在你要起来，对不对？凡你们所脚所踏之地，我都会给你们。之后你，我在这里要给大家分别看到这个事情。
Okay, so the emphasis here is that the Israelites, right, the people of Israelite, all these people. So from the first verse, you can see that where is that Moses, said now that you and all these people, 你们, right?
OK，
All these
对，
people, and next one,
是你们。
I will give you every place where you set your foot.
OK，
Right, yes, 你们, yes. Okay,
That's right.
next one. Your territory will stand from the desert, from the great river, and where is your
你们
against you?
your territory，
Your territory will stand. Okay.
那从一开始呢，神在这里呢，神先第一句神说，现在你要起来，神是跟约书亚说你要起来，约书亚。
Okay, in this case, God spoke to Joshua. Now that you and all these people must get ready. Okay.
所以约书亚是针对跟神是跟约书亚说你要起来。
Okay, so God spoke to Joshua. You must cross.
之后呢，接着下来他讲，凡你们脚所上就是你们踏到地方呢，我会赐给你们所有，这你们是所有以色列人。
Okay, so God then gave a promise that every place when you set your foot, I will give to you.
是所有的以色列人。
All the Israelites.
到最后那句，你平生的日子，无一人能在你面前站立得住，这是给约书亚的应许。
And the last one, God gave the promise to Joshua, as He has promised Moses that He will be with him and never forsake him.
为什么我要在这里这样分开？
Why do I need to
你
subjugate?
要看清楚，神给约书亚的应许和给以色列人的应许是不一样的。
God gave Joshua promise that promise that is different from the people.
所以从这里我们学习一点是，一位领袖最重要和最大的福分是拥有神的同在，不是在物质上拥有多少。
The biggest blessing that God gave to the leader is His presence and it's not in the material things.
所以当神跟约书亚吩咐约书亚讲这句话的时候，你要起来带领他们越过去占领这块地，而这块地是属于你们的。
Okay, so God said to Moses, to Joshua, that you need to stand up and lead the people of Israel into the promised land.
当他讲，当你得到这块地的时候，是大家的，不是约书亚的。
So when you inherited the land, it belongs to the Israelites, not yours.
因为很多的皇帝有这个问题。
A lot of kings in the past has this
当他
problem.
们占领了所有的土地的时候，他们觉得那个东西是他的。
When the land is conquered, it belongs to the kingdom.
领袖也有这个问题，是当我们把一个事工、把一个教会做大了之后，我们觉得这个东西是我们的。
And church leadership has the same problem. When the church is established, the church leaders feel that this is his inheritance.
神要常常提醒，一开始神就要提醒约书亚，你所得到的这个地方是所有以色列人。
And God has reminded Joshua from the very beginning that when this is conquered, this belongs to the whole Israelites.
神要给他说，你最大的祝福是我与你同在。
But your biggest blessing is I will be with you.
所以从这里我们要学习一点是，身为领袖、身为神的门徒，最重要的一个福气是神与我们同在。
As a leader, as a disciple of our Lord Jesus Christ, we have to learn that God's presence is always with us.
神今天是否与我们同在？
Is God's presence with us today?
这个我们要去问的一个问题。
And this is the question we need to ask.
接着下来，神怎么样跟约书亚说话呢？他不断的说：“你当刚强壮胆，只要刚强，大大壮胆。”而且最后他说要刚强壮胆，不要惧怕，不要惊慌。
Okay, and the rest of the verses, the emphasis that God put onto the mind of Joshua is be strong and courageous. From all the verses you can see, be strong and courageous, be strong and courageous, be strong and courageous.
为何神不断叫他刚强壮胆？为何神不断叫约书亚刚强壮胆？
Why is this an emphasis?
为什么？
Why?
为什么？这代表了什么东西？
What does it signify?
这代表了什么事情？
What is coming? What is the significance of this emphasis?
它代表了挑战。
It represents challenges.
当我有一个儿子，我儿子要进幼稚园了，明年，对不对？我不断跟他讲，要大胆点，进幼稚园大胆一点。当我跟他这样讲的意思是什么？
When my son is ready to enter kindergarten school, and I keep telling him,
不用怕的，不用怕的啊！
don't fear not, fear not.
啊，进去很好玩的。
Kindergarten school is full of fun.
所以当我这样跟我的儿子讲的时候，的意思是什么？
What does it mean when I do that?
为什么我要这样讲？
Why must I do that?
为什么？因为我看到他怕。
Because I foresee that he's afraid. He has this fear.
换句话说，其实约书亚在这个时候，他心里面他有忧虑，甚至他害怕。
In other words, God see through him that he has his fear. Joshua has his fear in him.
因为你看，当神讲刚强壮胆，他是一次比一次强烈。
When God speaks this, and there is his what is the word? An increasing strength of being courageous and being strong.
所以为什么神要一直这样讲？因为约书亚心里面有忧虑。那约书亚不是很大胆的吗？我一路在想问你们一个事情是：当你们每次读到约书亚这本书的时候，你们幻想约书亚那个样子是怎么样的？
And I often thought, how would you imagine how Joshua would look like at that time when you read these verses? How would he be in fear?
你觉得约书亚的外形，你一路来想象，当我们想到约书亚的时候，他都是很有型的嘛，对不对？应该是这样吧。
Before this, of course, he sort of personified himself as a hero, isn't it?
我觉得不是他自己去塑造的，而是我们一路来觉得约书亚，因为他是带领人打仗的，他应该是很有型、很大胆、很有型的，对吧？那个东西。
It is our own perception instead that he should be a hero. He should be someone who is leading a war.
不过在这里，我们反映了约书亚其实心里面有很多忧虑和害怕。为什么？
But these verses reflect that Joshua perhaps was fearful.
猜一下，约书亚这个时候是几岁？
What do you think was Joshua's age at this
猜一下
time?
约书亚几岁？
Throw a guess.
你们以为，我们常常以为在我们形象里面，就是我们看到那打仗的战争片，那个元帅都是大概40岁，对不对？一个很有型的40岁，带着骑着马，很有型的，是不是？你猜一下他这个时候多少岁
Usually, a hero or a general riding a horse would give you the image that he should be about 40 years old.
这个时候的约书亚，对，40岁是大概40年前。
Oh, so this is right, maybe 40 years ago.
在这一个时候，其实约书亚已经95岁，
At this time, he was 95 years old.
比我们的 brother David 还要老上了30岁。
He's older than Brother David, 30 years old.
你想一下，在90岁、95岁的时候，让他进去打仗。摩西120岁时啊，他这个时候就承接95岁的约书亚。
Can you imagine 95 years old you are to lead in a battle, and Moses died at the age of 120.
而在这个时候，他也担忧什么？担忧他大概有200万的人民要他去带领。
He could be fearful in leading these 2 million people.
200万大概有多少人呢？
2 million people is how many people?
对，我们现在我们 Stadium Bukit Jalil 对不对？我给你们一个印象，我们 Stadium Bukit Jalil 能够装下100,000人。
Stadium Bukit Jalil can accommodate up to 100,000 people.
就是讲我们大概20个 Stadium Bukit Jalil 的满的人，就是200万人。
20 times the full capacity of Bukit Jalil.
所以就是200万人，他需要带领200万人，而在过去的40年里面，他已经看到这200万人是何等的顽固，何等的麻烦，常常给很多的埋怨。
And in the past, he had seen the 2 million people on their stubbornness and their rebellious nature. And now he has to lead this same group of people into the promised land.
而第三，40年前的美国和40年后的美国是很大分别的。
40 years difference in reigning a country is a huge difference.
40年前的马来西亚和40年后的马来西亚很大分别。
Right. The 40 years before this of Malaysia and what it is today is again also a huge difference.
所以你想象一下，他是40年前他来过迦南地，不过这一次40年后他再度回到迦南，他看到迦南地有很多的不一样，更先进、更强大。
Remember, 40 years ago he came and spies the land of Canaan, but now this is 40 years later, you can expect a huge change in the nation.
最后，
Lastly,
他需要承担当下的压力。
and he need to bear this stress and pressure of being a leader.
这一路以来都有摩西在他上面顶着所有的风雨。
Before this, he was supported by a great leader, Moses.
说很多的问题他不需要承担，都有摩西承担；很多的决定他不需要做决定，是摩西做决定。
Moses was the first line of defense, and now he has to edge himself into the first line.
所以有很多的重大决定，他需要自己来做决定。
Tremendous decision and pressures that he has to now.
所以我们这里可以看到，现在隐约可以明白，那时候约书亚的信心，他是非常沉重。
And you can imagine the pressures and the loads that he has to bear as a leader now.
所以看到他这种的忧虑之后，神如何回应约书亚的忧虑？
In the face of this kind of challenges, what has God to offer?
神跟他说：“蓝色的那边，你看，你只要刚强、大大壮胆，谨守遵行我仆人摩西所吩咐你一切的律法，不可偏离左右，使你无论往哪里去都可以顺利。”
And again, you see how God comfort and affirm Joshua in the fact that he had again need to be strong and courageous and obey all the law that Moses has given him. And then what else?
Do not turn
right or left, and then he will be successful whatever.
继续我们看啊，这律法书不可离开你的口中，要昼夜思想，好使你谨守遵行这书上一切的话，这样你的道路就可以亨通，凡事顺利。
Okay, so again, Joshua was reminded to keep the word of God, to meditate on it day and night, so that he may be careful to do everything that is written in it. Then he'll be prosperous and successful.
所以从这里我们学习一样事情是，当神呼召我们去成就一件事时，我们首要是谨守遵行他的吩咐及旨意，确保自己是一个合用的器皿。 那他就必与我们同在，面对前面所有的挑战与问题。
Whenever God gives us an order, gives us work to do, we must first remember the mission and the vision God has given us. And we must also ensure that we are a clean vessel, an instrument that God could use. And then He assures us that He will be with us and in the battle that is ahead.
弟兄姐妹，你知道吗？当神呼召我们去做一样事情的时候，我们不要把我们的眼光只专注在那一些事情上。
When God calls upon us to a specific task, let us not focus just on the task alone.
我们要专注的是，我们这个人是否是一个合用的器皿，在这个过程当中。
We must focus on this instrument that is in us, whether we are suitable, whether we are ready as an instrument to serve the task.
神要的是一个预备好的器皿。
God wants an instrument that is prepared.
怎么样才是一个预备好的器皿？
How can we prepare ourselves for that as an instrument that is ready to serve
就
God?
是当我们的生命不断的谨守走在神的道上面的时候，
It is when our life walk continuously with this God and in alignment with Him.
当这样的时候，神的同在并领导和我们去面对所有的问题。
And that is when God will be able to lead us into whatever challenges that is ahead.
OK， 最后，
Lastly,
当你们看到从第13、12节开始，我们知道约书亚对吕遍人、迦得人和玛拿西半支派的人说什么？叫他们要一起的跟这一班的什么以色列人一起进去什么呢？去打仗，对不对？
from verse 12, you notice that the emphasis was on Manasseh and
吕遍人、迦得人，
Gadonite and then the Reubenites
that's right.
to enter into the promised land.
所以从这里其实有以色列的支派里面有几个派别是吗？他们被吩咐一定要进去迦南地里面一起打仗。
There's so many tribes, but these few tribes was being emphasized that they must enter into the war.
为什么有特别的去吩咐这几个支派？
Why these 4 tribes, right?
如果你回顾这个40年里面发生的事情，
And why these few tribes? And if you recall, some of this historical data.
因为这几个支派他们在最后几年的时候，他们走到很累了。
These few tribes in the last few years, they were very tired and exhausted.
所以他们觉得够了，他们就来到一片土地，他们觉得那片土地不错，他们就跟摩西说，我们以后你就让我们就活在这个土地上面，我们不要进入迦南地，我们活在这里就够了。
Okay, these few tribes began to be contented by remaining in where they were and not wanting to pursue further into the land of promise.
所以他们因着暂时的舒适，他们放弃神原有给他们更大的祝福。
And they find contentment in the current status and find complacency.
这里我们要学习一件事情，
And this is something we can learn
我
from.
们必须坚忍到底，直得到神所赐我们的应许，别让一时的疲惫影响我们妥协于次等的事物，不然我们永远只能站在应许的门外。
We should persevere and should not. We should persevere until what God has promised us is given, and we should not be because of temporary fatigue, influences on 一些我们所
妥协于次等的 second best。
We should not be due to fatigue and influence. This part I cannot translate. 妥协于次等的事物什么意思呢？
You settle for the second best。
Oh, we settle for the second best. That's right. 不然我们永远就只能站在应许的帽子。Otherwise, we will forever standing at the gate of what God has promised us, but not enter and possess it.
今天神给BNP 教会什么应许？
Today, what has God given to the BNP ministries?
我们是否到达了应许之地？
Have we entered the promised land?
我们还有多少路要走？
How much more journeys must we perform?
你累了吗？
Are you tired?
这个是我们需要思考的一个问题。当我们疲累的时候，是否我们就满足于现状，说我们不需要再前进，现在已经很不错了，我们继续吧？
Are we one of those who are already complacent due to tiredness and said, let's settle for the second best?
神给 BNP 怎么样的应许？
What kind of a promise God has
我
given?
们是否到达了？
Have we arrived?
还是我们已经是妥协于次等的位置？
Are we happy to settle with second best?
最后了啊，
Lastly,
我们可能有一些的讨论，
we will have discussion
从教会的处境来讨论以下的问题。
from the church struggles and church situation. Let's discuss the following.
身为教会领袖，神对我们在治理教会时有什么要求？
As a church leader, what has God's standard play a role in our midst?
就神要我们怎样治理教会，他的意思
Okay,
是。
what God wants us? How does God want us to manage our
church。
church? Yeah.
第二，在教会里，我们应当怎样展示我们认真看待次序与传承？
As a church, how do we view God's view on hierarchical order? Hierarchical order and inheritance.
Yeah, that's right.
Inheritance.
所
Yeah.
以神赐给 BNP 教会什么应许？
What kind of promise God has given to BNP?
是什么拦阻我们前进？
What are some barriers?
而你在当中扮演什么角色？
What are your roles?
好，我们现在分组好吗？我们花大概10到15分钟的时间。
Okay. So can you remember the questions? Right. The first question is, as a leader,
神要我们怎样去治理我们的教会？
how does God want us to manage and run our church? Second, how do we as a church view hierarchical order as well as inheritance? And lastly, what has God given, or rather what has God promised BNP Ministries? And what are some barriers? What are your roles?
好不好？我们现在分组好不好？
Chinese speaking maybe in front and then English speaking in the middle.